sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances. Not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap, all in one, all for you. Tap in, zap in.
On Tuesday, the 9th of December 2025, you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez live on West Coast Radio, online at www.wcr.gm. Dr. Ceesay with us for another 30 minutes. Audience questions. Good afternoon. This is somebody texting from outside the country. Where they are, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Gomez and the Honorable Minister. Season's greetings. And please don't allow Liverpool's form to affect you. No, Liverpool for life. Honorable Minister, when will cement be available? Are we going to continue buying it for 650? This is obviously a Gambian in the diaspora who probably has, a building project going, or is helping someone with a building project, and he's having to buy the bag for $650.
Yeah, obviously we have accepted the fact that there is an issue, constraints in the supply chain. We call it supply chain bottlenecks. Not that it's a policy issue, it's a supply chain issue. I think cement has started trickling down. The price will stabilize at some point. Always, this is a basic principle in economics. When there is high demand and low supply, obviously it affects the price. But this is a short-term, temporary issue. The price will stabilize. It will go back to where it was once all the cement that's out at shore will be in town. Also, the new shift in government policy, temporary shift, which allows now big contractors to import their own cement, will also add more cement to the market. And then, obviously, it will really... These are is of market forces. It can happen anywhere in the world. Recently, I watched a video in the US where egg was scarce. The price of egg went up, and people were fighting for eggs in the supermarket.
In the US?
Of course.
Donald Trump denies that.
Yeah, we saw the videos.
Donald Trump says, egg is selling currently in the US at prices.
Yeah, but it stabilized later.
Low prices never
experienced. It stabilized later. There was a period where there was a bit of a scarcity because of, I think they said there was some disease that were killing that was something that was happening, which led to
was it bird flu?
Something like that. I'm not sure, but there was a period where egg was a bit. So these things happen all over the world. That sometimes the market forces can lead to some scarcity, which can increase the prices. But once government comes in and steps in and tries to find a solution, there'll be enough supply and the prices will stabilize. It's a short-term thing, and we ask governments to be patient. And as a government, we are aware of the challenges. We are also aware of the critical importance of cement for our construction industry, but also for the importance of the construction industry for our economy. So we will take this thing very seriously.
Good morning, sirs. What is the outcome of the commission that was set up to look at the price of data? The question keeps coming up.
There was no commission. There was a task force.
There was a presidential task force.
There was a task force set up to look at the issue. The report is ready and finalized, and very soon it will be published. The report is ready. In fact, I personally made a follow-up on this issue last week, and I was informed that the report is ready.
Is it not the same finance minister who can say something like he said on the car power ship and then turn around with an even much more confusing clarification? Where did the earlier payment, which should be refunded, come from? Was it through virement from another budget line, or it came from Allah's World Bank? Many unanswered questions. Unfortunately, as I said, we are expecting the minister's call, but he did warn that he was going to be in a meeting, and probably the meeting is,
No, I mean, for me, when I hear these questions, I'm happy. It shows how far we've gone in promoting really transparency and accountability in this country. If now citizens can ask these important questions to policymakers, it's important, it's good for our democracy. What is important is, as a government, we have nothing to hide. We've been transparent. There is no, in any way, case of fraud or misleading the public in this case that I can guarantee you. So obviously, yes, these are important questions. The citizens want to know where their money is spent, how it is spent. So these are important questions. So I would give the chance for the minister to be able to answer these very important questions when he calls.
Hello, Uncle Peter. Kindly ask Honorable Minister to clarify about the ship that was bombed by the Ukrainian forces containing or carrying a Gambian flag. Is it a Gambian ship or a Russian ship? You know anything about this?
Well, I understand that from a press release from the Gambia Maritime Agency that this particular ship was deregistered. Deregistered at the time of bombing. So obviously, if that is the case, then we have no business in that. It's a ship not registered.
It once flew under the Gambian flag.
Yeah, but which is also normal. Nothing is wrong with that. There's a particular country in West Africa. I don't want to call the name of the country. They don't have a single ship, but we have 200 ships flying on their flag in the world. This is normal. It's like also having, but this is good for it shows that the country is trusted. It shows that the country's laws are working and that the country's reputation is good. If airlines, aircrafts want to register with our civil aviation, for example, as it is happening now, some planes register fly the Gambian flag. This is international practice, best practice that countries, for example, if the way it works in local context, you have a car in Basse, and you go and register in Serekunda because Serekunda's laws are trusted. Other airports allow flights that are registered with Serekunda flag to land there. It's good for Gambia. But if something happens, if it is bombed, I mean, that's a war. That's a war area. If, for example, a particular ship is registered with the Gambia and is going on to break international law and doing things that are not in line with the law, then perhaps government can take action. But a ship which is already deregistered from the Gambia is bombed in a war area. I mean, what can the government do about that?
Good morning, Honorable. First, thank you, Peter, for your selfless work for our nation. Our nation is harder today than ever, causing her citizens departure for better livelihood, resulting in disappearances, death, and enslavement of many of her sons and daughters. Now, throughout the tour, Dr. Ceesay and all other ministers never spoke about those Gambians losing their lives. I have these questions for the Information Minister. They spend billions on agriculture, but for 8 years, farmers continue to cry daily. And the senator says, I'm funding K.
Well, I've not seen any farmer crying. What I've seen last in the tour.
They want more money. They want more than the 38.
Even me, I want more money.
Yeah, but they address the farmers' needs.
No, I'll come back to the first issue that he mentioned about Gambia is harder today. All evidence, all data, both empirical and anecdotal, suggests that the Gambia is better off today than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course. That is one. Why? And he's linking it to people leaving the country. Migration is as old as human existence itself. It is intrinsic in human being. Even during Jawara's period, people were taking the back way. Even when at the time you don't need a visa to go out. People were taking the back way.
It used to be called stowaway.
Exactly, stowaway. People were taking the desert, people were stowing away. And then at that time, many people traveled because there was no visa. Under Jame, how many people left the country under Jame? It's a lot of people who left the country to the back way. Now, what has changed in the Gambia now is the reporting. When I was at the GPU Awards, something occurred to me. I could not have a space to put my papers on the podium because I have about 10, 15 to 20 mics, different media houses there. On the jam, it was only GRTS. You could only have one. I'll have time to put all my files there.
If you were lucky to get GRTS.
Exactly. So things have changed. Reporting has changed. Not that the phenomenon has changed. No, it's the report that has changed. Before, even if people are not reporting this, but by just reporting, you'll be in trouble. So now things have changed.
We openly discuss things.
We openly discuss things freely. What I'm saying is that if you have to be honest with ourselves, Peter, if just to be honest, and let's put politics aside and sentiments aside, the Gambia is better off today than it was 15, 20 years ago in terms of access to basic services, water, electricity, support for farmers. Look, $38,000 is per ton is what we are buying farmers' groundnuts, but the world market price is $20,000 is per ton. It means that me and you are subventing farmers $18,000 is per ton of groundnuts we buy from them. We buy a bag of fertilizer, $2,800 is per 50 kilogram bag. We sell it to the farmers $1,100. It means me and the taxpayers are subventing the farmers $1,700 is per 50 kilogram bag so they can have access to easy groundnuts with all the seedlings that we are giving them. The support we have given to farmers, no government has done it since independence. Let anybody bring me the evidence if that is the case here. It's a lot of support. So the issue is that yes, farmers will complain about it, but in the sub-region, it cannot be matched in terms of the price. So what we are saying is that we are giving what we can do. Gambia is not a resource-rich country, and I'll repeat this. We don't have gold, we don't have diamond, we have not established the presence of oil and gas yet.
There's something in the black sand that is mined.
But that is not that much to really have a country that
it's
can.
Not that much.
No, what I'm saying is that the proceeds are not enough to get this country to where it is. We rely on our local government funds and the support we are getting from development partners. And we are able to do all these things. No country has achieved what we've achieved after transitioning from either war to democracy or from autocracy to democracy. After a difficult transition, after a difficult pandemic, which locked the whole world, after 2 wars, and after the UDP undermining the President Barrow's government in his first term, after all these challenges, the president is able to deliver what he has delivered. It is unprecedented. No government can do it. No government can do it. What we've achieved, no government can achieve. So the data is there. So we are better off today in every sector: healthcare, education, agriculture, women empowerment, youth empowerment, electricity, water, you name it. So let's come to the other issue that he raised about
people taking the back way and losing their lives.
No, we've already discussed that. That is, we've taken measures.
But he's saying this was never mentioned.
We don't have to mention it because the tour is not for us. It's for the people to tell us what their problems are. That is what is happening in the tour. In the tour, we give people the platform to discuss their problems. And I've been at the tour, and from Nyomi all the way to Banjul, the issues that people discussed. There was most of the provinces, cost of living was not an issue. The back was not an issue. What we can do as a government.
So cost of living is not an issue?
They didn't, nobody, they didn't raise it up. Nobody raised cost of living.
Okay, maybe I should move to the provinces
So what I'm trying to tell you is that the government has done 3 things to fight this backway phenomenon. One, we've provided opportunities for young people in this country to stay and make it. We put the environment in place, attracted FDI, we've expanded the markets, investment is growing, there are job opportunities in this country. 2, we've increased surveillance, operational surveillance. That is why recently you've seen that government is really intercepting a lot of boats from going out. And 3, we've created opportunities.
But the urge to go out is still there.
Yeah, but government cannot stop that.
Okay.
And 3, we've also created safe pathways for them to travel through circular migration agreements. And yet when these boys went,
what's the fate of
they never came back.
Agreement with Spain after,
It's under review because we sent 39, 33 ran away. In fact, I understand that the bicycle they give them, they also go and do the bicycle they give them. So obviously, we are doing what we can. But it's also for the young people to take responsibility. No government can give its citizens money every day. No government can go to your house and hold your hand and give you a job. You have to go. What government can do is to provide a playing field, the environment, and the policies, and the programs, and the initiatives. It's now for you to go and grab what is yours. That is what we can do. We are giving them what is the best the country can give its young people is education, education and education. And we are giving them that. We build USET, we build the university, we are giving scholarship, we build vocational training centers. Let them now go and learn skills and get jobs. Today, if you look at our market, our job market, we need plumbers, we need carpenters, we need solar installators. We need this kind of technical work, that electricians. We don't have it. Sometimes I'll be running around looking for a plumber. I wouldn't find a plumber.
True.
I wouldn't find it.
Absolutely.
So let them go and learn the skills and get the jobs done. In Europe, for you to deploy a plumber, just to come and see your job, you pay £200 before he comes to your house. So today, if you want to look for satellite installators, it's all mostly people who are not from the Gambia.
Yeah, that's true.
So let our young people also rise to the occasion.
Absolutely, I agree with you entirely. Hi, Uncle Peter. September has passed and still no sign language interpreter on GRTS. Deaf people are eagerly awaiting for it to begin. They have high regards for the minister. You made this promise.
I made the promise.
So you were going to...
Yeah, of course. I mean, I have called GRTS, in fact, last week, Friday, to be more precise. I called him to my office. Because when we made the pledge, I made a follow-up, and he called, because it's not free as well. He called the sign language, I think that was an organization, to come and discuss with them. What they were charging was exorbitant.
Oh.
So I called him to say, what is happening? He said, well, they came, but what they are charging is exorbitant. It means it has to go to the board because it is above the threshold of what the management can decide. I said, okay, bring them in for me to have a discussion with them, because we can have a negotiation. Then he traveled. Then last week, Friday, I called him to my office. I said, DJ, I'm not happy. He said, well, I said, we made a pledge that we are going to do this. And you promised to bring me these guys. He said, yes, I'm going to bring them next week. That is this week, because he also traveled again. I'm working on it, and I made a promise. I'm going to fulfill it. I'm going to have a meeting with the organization, and we'll find a solution. Even if it's for the first 6 months, we do it at a reduced price. But it's a promise I've made, and I'm so passionate about this, because on last week, I was invited by the Organization for Social Inclusion and Persons with Disabilities. I was invited to give a speech at they were celebrating the Persons with Disabilities Day. And I made
which was the 3rd of December.
The 3rd of December. I was there last week. And my message was that every human being lives with one form of disability or the other. If you have a disability, for some it is visible, for some it is not visible. So why should we discriminate against those whose disabilities are visible? And for me, the most important thing is that our president, His Excellency Adama Barrow, like I said, wants every Gambian to live in dignity. And that is why we are coming up with policies and support for persons with disabilities to make sure that they have access. Is that the minister?
Yes,
I'll let him comment.
Looks like we have CD Keita. Let's just see whether he's on. CD, good morning.
Good morning, Peter. How are you?
Well, you kept us all very nervous, huh? Even with...
No, I was in session with the VP. Thank you very much. I don't know whether I have some moments to, following our budget speech and our public media engagement, there has been a lot of noise or concern about the car power issue, what it is.
Indeed, and we are happy, CD, that you have phoned in to clarify. What are the people who are still talking about the car power loan not getting?
Yes, let me explain here. The issue is, as of May, the car power contract came to an end, and we had arrears outstanding. We approached the partners, the World Bank, and they rose to the occasion to say, okay, we'll help you settle the arrears. But the World Bank budget support does not come in until the end of the year. So in order to finance that, both the Ministry of Finance, the IMF, the Central Bank, and the World Bank work together to have a direct lending facility between the Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance that will avail the funding required to pay the car power bills, arrears. So even though we have a memorandum of agreement which was signed between the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank to that effect. In the purpose of because of transparency, we will share the memorandum of agreement publicly on our website, for every Gambian to see what we have gone into with the central bank.
Okay.
So when we pay car power, we have still not paid that direct lending proceeds from central bank. And the memorandum on the agreement is stipulating that when the World Bank budget support comes in, the proceeds will be used to pay the amount directly lent to us to settle car power. So car power being paid does not eliminate the liability. Rather, the liability has shifted from car power to a direct lending facility between us and the central bank. And just a point of clarification here. All our transactions with the central bank, any payment government made from the central bank, either it would have had the money from the revenues or it would have been within the limit established as the credit limit between us and the central bank. Anything outside that, the government has to pay market interest. All of these are captured in the memorandum of agreement. So when people say that, oh, we've already paid car power and now we are informing the National Assembly again car power areas. Yes, the obligation to car power has been paid, but still the residual obligation is with us as government. That's why when the World Bank gave us additional budget support to settle this, it was befitting that we update the National Assembly to say, yes, we approved a budget in which the expected budget support was 20 million. But World Bank has given us additional 25 million, proceeds of which will be used to settle car power. So this is the clarification. It's not that we have paid and now we are telling them that we have not paid. No. Car power has been settled, but the residual obligation, because car power was not paid from our own resources. Car power was paid from the proceeds of lending directly from the central bank to the government of the Gambia. And when the World Bank budget support comes in, it will be used to pay off that amount. In fact, an article in the memorandum of agreement stipulates even the account number in which the proceeds of the World Bank budget support will be paid. And once it is paid into that account, central bank will automatically debit that and recover their proceeds. So this is what I wanted to clarify.
Okay.
But I think time is not on our side, but we will share this memorandum of agreement,
okay,
which was jointly worked on between the three parties, Central Bank, Ministry of Finance, IMF, and the World Bank, just in the interest of transparency. Because it looks like people are assuming, oh no, they've already paid and now they are saying that they have not paid. So where will they pay? Where will they use the money to? It was only transparency that triggered us.
I'll tell you what people are saying as to how the money was going to be used by you people. They said that the money was instead going to go to your pockets.
Well, I hope they understand government financial system. Not a dollar of government resources can be paid into anybody's pocket. There are processes and procedures to follow.
But we had instances here with the IEC where monies were paid directly into the private accounts, personal accounts of people, CD.
No, but this was not direct. You know when government allocates to sectors, then those sectors can then allocate to spending. But if you look at that, there's an arrangement. For every money that is paid to, that's the accountability mechanism. That's why a report of the auditors came out to say, well, you've been given this, give a breakdown of how you've spent this. Giving money to somebody doesn't mean that it's a one-way street. He received the money and it's finished.
Okay.
Whatever money you receive from government, you have to account for it.
Okay, so in short, yes, even if ministers and directors wanted to pocket this whatever 19 million whatever for car power ship, you're saying that's not possible?
It is not, because three layers are there. One, already we have borrowed, and that outstanding obligation is pending between us and the central bank. So if we pocket that, how will the central bank amount be? How will we be able to do that? Okay. Because even, in fact, for the information of the audience, the memorandum of agreement stipulates that in the event World Bank does not pay the budget support, government of the Gambia was bound to pay that back to the central bank. Even when the on-lending is at market interest rate in line with the Central Bank Act. Between Central Bank Act 20 stipulates that market transaction between the government and the central bank must be at market interest rate. All of this is in this schedule. So just to let the people know, there is no, I think it was only transparency that when you receive more than you expect to receive, you have to tell the approving authority that you receive this and this is how it is to be spent. And this was through additional budget support. You know, I think we have to thank the partners here. They have seen the reforms we have embarked on, and they are accompanying us along that journey. And don't forget, for every budget support that we receive, there is a post-implementation review of how those funds are utilized by the partners themselves. So, but it's a short one.
Okay.
But for the audience, we will publicly display this memorandum of agreement on the website of the ministry, and will circulate to media houses so that people can see for themselves how the agreement was concocted and the finalization of it.
Okay, CD will have to end it there because we've run out of time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your intervention. That was your colleague.
What we are seeing now is enhanced donor and investor confidence in the Gambia. Donors are supporting Gambia because of the way we are managing our public finances. That is one. To what CD is saying, the minister, it's impossible, Peter, for ministers to pocket public money. It's impossible. The IEC thing you are talking about, let me give an example. The ministry requests for money. You know, I organize the Mansakunda. And every Mansakunda have to give transport allowance to the journalists who attend the Mansakunda.
Oh, you give them transport allowance?
Yes.
I will start coming. I didn't know that
you should come.
I didn't know that you were
so
giving
how
transport
is that
allowance?
transport allowance given? Not from my pocket. So when I request for that money, let's say $100,000, example, just example. They'll give me that money. Not me, but the accountant will have that money. Not me, the minister. But the accountant will have the money because you have to go to the Mansakunda and pay those people. It's called impress. But the accountant now has been given that money. Now, so because of the IEC, they are going to the provinces, they cannot take bulk. So they paid it into their accounts. But later on, you have to come and report back to how that money was paid. The accountant will go to the conference center, pay each journalist, and take a list, and they'll sign. And we'll bring that back. It's called impress to confirm that the money indeed given to him. You have to retire. So it's easy, but it's not possible for ministers to, it's not possible anymore because of the reforms. And the final thing I want to focus on is that I've seen a debate going around, resurfacing again. For me, that debate should not be a debate in this country anymore. And I think anybody
What debate?
Who now starts that debate risks becoming politically irrelevant in this country.
What debate?
The debate of Barrow should not contest for third term. That should not be the debate. That we've gone beyond that debate. I think Gambia should now, the debate now.
Well, he triggered it. I was it?
No, it's in response. He was responding.
Because I saw in the Observer 24.
He was responding.
Barrow warning against anyone trying to
It
stop
was in response to the UDP trio who were saying that Barrow should not run for a third term and they'll do anything within their powers to stop it. What I'm saying is that debate is irrelevant now. The debate that we should be focusing on as politicians and as Gambians now is two fundamental questions. Who should Gambians vote for in 2025 and why should we vote for that party? That should be the debate and not who will contest. That is not important. Barrow is contesting and he is winning. And Barrow's record, his record of providing basic service and fulfilling his mandate and what he has delivered, as opposed to an opposition in this area, not fulfilling their role as an alternative, don't know what they are doing, don't understand the issues.
What opposition is in disarray?
The opposition is in disarray.
You have UDP being strengthened now.
Yeah, but they split into two.
No, there's only one UDP.
No, but the UDP split. One half went with UMC. What has stayed?
No, there's just only one UDP.
No, but it's two UDP.
There's no splitting.
Yeah, but they're splitting.
People exited and founded their own.
No, but if you look at the mass resignations, the party was almost pulverized. It split into
But at least you have significant people coming in now.
Which significant people are those?
Alhaji Mamadi Kurang.
Only one man.
And his support base.
Which support base? The man has no support base. He went alone. Alone.
Well, he would go alone.
But I saw the press conference. All people I saw around were UDP, flanked by UDP. If he was going with people, they should flank him to say, I'm going with these people. He didn't go with anybody. He went alone. Kunkiling. You know what is kunkiling in Mandinka? Bena Boppa. So for what I'm telling you, that's the fact. All research, all polls has shown that the opposition has no chance. And I think Gambia should not even waste their votes in giving the opposition. The country wants stability and certainty.
Speaking of votes, this government has been accused of being ready and willing to give voter cards to Ghana Town residents. Yet, it's not keen on pushing, for the citizenship of Ghana Town residents who were born here.
These are two different things. Like I said, these are accusations. There's no evidence to suggest these accusations, and I cannot go into these issues. What I'm saying is that if there are laws, there are laws.
To conversations in the National Assembly yesterday.
No, there are laws in this country, laws of citizenship and laws of voting, and all these laws must be followed. That's what is important. Anybody who has a right to vote will vote. Anybody who has a right to become a citizen, you fulfill the constitutional requirements to become a citizen. It's that simple. Now, people can politicize issues. We are in that era now. And like I said last time, there's consensus across the political divide that the president has delivered. So therefore, the debate now is not about what he's doing, what the president is not delivering. The debate is now becoming petty. You give this voters card, you take ID cards to the provinces about our Gambia's debt stock. That should not be the debate.
Yeah, but people who cannot have Gambian citizenship, why should they be voting in our elections?
But who is saying they should vote if they don't fulfill the requirements?
They are being issued, national, the voter card.
But we are not issuing voters. But I'm not aware of people issuing voters cards right now. There is no voter registration. So who is giving them voters cards?
But during voter registration, they can. Get the voter card.
But under what law? How would they get it? The IEC has set criteria for who should get a voters card. The IEC should ensure it's an independent institution. Government doesn't get involved in who gets a voters card. It is IEC who does that.
Oh, okay.
It's not government's job.
This is a question for IEC.
Of course. Okay. It's not our job to give voters card. It's the IEC that conducts elections. They do voter registration. So what is government's business? What IEC is doing? So they just accuse us wrongly. They don't even know. In fact, they don't even know the different roles in government. If they're accusing government of giving voters cards, they don't know then what they are talking about. How can we entrust such people with the critical governance of this country if they don't know the different roles in government? We cannot. That's for the IEC to answer those questions and not for government to answer them.
Sant yàlla. looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap, all in one, all for you. Tap in, zap in.